Self-isolation, day 31. I'm not really on it today. I don't know why. No reason, right? No reason. Just woke up and I don't know. Not really feeling it today. Normally I wake up and I'm very motivated and blah, blah, blah. But today I just woke up, sat down here on the couch for about an hour and went through bloody Instagram and social media, looking at other people's lives, and I just thought I'm not really feeling it today. All right, I've started to do timestamps for you moany individuals that don't like me ranting about other stuff other than what the thumbnail's about, right? And I get that. I'm a bit like that as well. Like I put a picture of a thumbnail and then I don't talk about that subject until like 4 minutes deep. So I've started to do timestamps. So this thumbnail, for example, is Andy Ruiz Jr. and Dillian Whyte going back to back. I will probably start talking about that in about 5 minutes time. But I will put a timestamp so you can fast forward if you don't want to hear me rant about anything else. But I suggest you hear me rant about other stuff because those other stuff might be interesting. Let's talk about Eddie Hearn, for example. Is this still hot? Why is it still hot? Okay, let's just take the risk. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Eddie Hearn was doing an interview with Sky Sports and he was asked which free signings would he make, right? Obviously, signings that are not already with Matchroom. He said, I don't know if it was in any particular order, but the three people he said he would love to sign if he could were Tyson Fury. Obviously, he was close to signing Tyson Fury, right? They had a few meetings, or I say few, maybe one or two. Ryan Garcia, who I think if he is just half decent, is going to be a superstar. I really do. I think he's already got a crazy following, and I think they're going to build him up quite well. And Gervonta Davis. Obviously, Gervonta Davis signed to PBC, Floyd Mayweather, Al Heyman. So those were the three signings that he said he would love to make. Do you agree with that? Do you think those are the three that make sense? I would probably have Tyson Fury. I think that makes absolute sense, right? Tyson Fury is just growing and growing and growing. For me, the best heavyweight on the planet. Great boxer, great personality. And his rise in the last sort of year and a half has been remarkable. So I would say Tyson Fury. I would definitely say Ryan Garcia, like without a shadow of a doubt. If Ryan Garcia can pick up a world title, right, even if it's a vacant one, a fringe one, anything, if Ryan Garcia can do that, Ryan Garcia is going to be a pay-per-view star, no doubt. Gervonta Davis, that's an interesting one. Gervonta Davis. I think if you asked Eddie Hearn this question about a year ago, I think he would have picked one of the Charlo brothers over Gervonta. Even though obviously Gervonta is a lot younger, I think he would have picked a Charlo. Maybe even an Errol Spence, right? I think maybe Errol Spence would have been up there as well. But you consider sort of, I feel like the Charlos have gone backwards a bit considering where they were in my head in 2018. I felt that they were just going to go. I can't lie. And I think they both have stagnated. Obviously, Jermell Charlo had that loss to Harrison. Jamal Charlo didn't look very good against, was it Korobov? Didn't look good against him. So they've kind of gone backwards a bit. But, I mean, did he just forget Canelo? So I would definitely put Canelo in there. So my three, if I was Eddie Hearn, would be Tyson Fury, Canelo, right? Biggest star in boxing, and Ryan Garcia. I mean, Ryan Garcia we know is going to be ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. Canelo's already ridiculous. And Tyson Fury, ridiculous as well. So I would go with those three. Talking about Jamal Charlo, Chris Eubank Jr. fired some shots today saying that, look, everyone says that I'm arrogant and cocky, but basically Jamal Charlo takes it to another level. And he said he's not a nice person. There was talks about these guys fighting. Jamal Charlo had a fight against Hogan. Obviously, Eubank Jr. had that fight against, I hope I'm saying his name right. Is it Korobov or Kobarov? I think it's Korobov, right? And the idea was winners were supposed to fight each other. Now, nothing was set in stone. There was no contract at all. That was just what the whispers were saying. There is no talk about that fight anymore. That's a fight I would absolutely love to see. It's a fight I think actually makes sense now. Obviously, Jamal Charlo would love to fight the other guys across the road. Am I getting it right? Is it Jamal or Jamel? I think it is Jamal, right? He would love to fight the GGGs, Canelos, and maybe even Billy Joe Saunders of the world, right? but those guys are on a different platform, different network, and you're chucking Demetrius Andrade with that as well. So really and truly, the only other name that makes sense at 160 is Chris Eubank Jr. Obviously, he is with PBC and Al Heyman, so it's a fight that can happen. It's a fight I think would do well in the US. It's obviously not going to go on pay-per-view or anything like that, but it'll headline a show and do very well. So fingers crossed that fight happens. It's a good fight, right? Chris Eubank Jr. in the last couple of weeks has called out Gennady Golovkin. Chris Eubank Jr. has talked about Canelo. Chris Eubank Jr. is now talking about Charlo. He wants the big fights, or so it seems. He's obviously hooked up with Ruiz Jr. I don't know at this stage of his career if Ruiz Jones can make that many improvements, right? I don't even know if Ruiz Jones is a good trainer or a good coach. But it's not going to do him no harm. Let's just say that it's not going to do him no harm. All right, let's talk Andy Ruiz Jr., Dillian Whyte. Now, these two have been going back and forth for a few months. There was talks about Dillian Whyte versus Andy Ruiz Jr. or Povetkin. It ended up being Povetkin, but there were some serious conversations, right? Eddie Hearn was putting things out there saying they have made an offer to Andy Ruiz Jr. We didn't hear anything from Andy Ruiz Jr. for a while. We did see that he did an interview with Kate Abdo for PBC where he spoke about his return to the ring. He didn't mention anything about a Dillian Whyte fight in that interview. He did mention a possible fight against Luis Ortiz, but he did say he wanted a fight in between and then a fight against Luis Ortiz. So that tells you where his mindset is. He didn't want to go straight in to a big fight. He wanted a warm-up fight first, which I can't get my head around, if I'm honest with you. It's not like you got blasted out and knocked down against Anthony Joshua, but he wanted a warm-up fight first and then a fight against quote-unquote a top 10 guy, right? So that's where his mindset was. Now let's go back to the Dillian Whyte versus Andy Ruiz Jr. beef. Both of these guys have been making memes about each other. Andy Ruiz has been making memes about the way in which Dillian Whyte kind of, I don't know, done the skanky leg against Anthony Joshua and ultimately got put down, right? So he's been making memes about that. Dillian Whyte has also been making memes. He's been making memes about Andy Ruiz Jr.'s size, right? So these guys have been going back and forth for a while. It's been pretty childish, but that's what's been happening. That seemed to have stopped about 2 months ago, I'd say. As soon as Dillian Whyte signed on to fight Povetkin and obviously realized he wasn't going to fight Andy Ruiz Jr., he seemed to stop and seemed to focus on Povetkin and training, which makes sense. All of a sudden, it's risen again, right? These guys have started going at each other again. Now, Dillian Whyte claimed that Eddie Hearn did make an offer to team Andy Ruiz Jr., so I don't know who that is, Al Heyman, his management, of about $5 million for a fight in the US. So Dillian Whyte traveling to the US to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. came out and said, stop lying, there was no offer, there was no $5 million offer. If there was, prove it. Dillian Whyte has now provided a screenshot. I think it's an email that Eddie Hearn might have sent over to Andy Ruiz Jr.'s management and supposedly proving that there was an offer and the offer was $4 million, right? So he's shown that the offer was $4 million and that was for Dillian Whyte to travel to the US to fight Andy Ruiz Jr. Make of this what you want, right? Now, aside from all the crap and the offers and the memes and all that kind of stuff, right? Things that I don't really necessarily care about, I just like this fight. I really do. In fact, I love this fight. Both of these guys can make a concrete argument to say they are number 4 in the world, right? I think it's fair to say we have our number 1, 2, and 3, I think, right? Even though I think if you ask Dillian Whyte, he will say that he's above Deontay Wilder, right? Because of Deontay Wilder's recent loss. But I think those are 1, 2, 3. These guys, I think, are neck and neck in terms of number 4. It's a big money fight, people. It's a pay-per-view fight in America. It is. It's a definite pay-per-view fight over here in the UK. I mean, can we stop all the memes? Can we stop all the offers, fake or real, and just get this fight on? Get this fight on. Ideally, I would love Dillian Whyte to fight Povetkin, right? I think he will fight Povetkin. That's a great fight, by the way. I'm not saying he should skip that. Andy Ruiz fight, I don't know, fill in the blank. And then they get it on, might be next year now because of the coronavirus, but if not next year, very late this year, so maybe December. If Dillian Whyte somehow can fight in June, then he can fight again in December. why not, right? These guys clearly have, I don't know why, they clearly have some sort of dislike for each other. I'm not sure where that stems from. I don't actually know who attacked who first, but it's a great fight. It's a great fight. Who would you favor in this fight? Who do you think is going to win that fight? No idea. I have absolutely no idea who I think would win that fight, which is why I like the fight. I can't pick a winner, right? If Andy Ruiz Jr. somehow gets with Team Canelo, I made a video about this yesterday, and starts training with Reynoso now, then you never know, right? It could be a completely different Andy Ruiz Jr. in 6 months, right? His confidence, his physical presence, everything could be so much better. So then you might just slightly edge towards Andy Ruiz Jr. because he clearly is the better boxer of the two. If it's the same Andy Ruiz Jr. that turned up against Anthony Joshua, then I'd favor Dillian Whyte. But yeah, let's hope that this fight can happen. As for all the memes and the offers and who made what offer, I mean, that screenshot that Dillian Whyte sent or is posted doesn't prove anything for me, if I'm honest with you. That's just like, it looks like a text message. That proves absolutely nothing. What you want to see, if they are being very, very serious and trying to out each other, you want to see a real email, right? You know, like a proper email, not a screenshot with, I mean, I can do that screenshot and make it up on Photoshop right now for you guys. It means nothing. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Peace. Guys, sorry, it's me again. I'm back. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, please like and share the videos. It really does help the channel a lot. And if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, I'm done. Peace.